Time now for your forewarned weather with Thomas Keyboy.
You know, Thomas, 98 degrees was kind of like late 90s, early 2000s. You know, they're right in that odd period of time, right?
Yeah, they were. I mean, just a lot of the boy bands were at that particular point. But how fitting is it that 98 degrees kind of getting back together down in Las Vegas, of all places? But let's go ahead and talk about our weather, because while it hasn't been 98 degrees, we have been well above our seasonal averages. But as we look on from Snow Basin, these views don't get much better than this. Mount Ogden, nice and quiet. They do have some snowmaking operations already going on this evening, while we have the twinkling stars above. We've seen high clouds move in, but those clouds will continue to filter in as we go from the rest of tonight into tomorrow. Temperatures at this point are mainly in the 20s and 30s for most, while St. George, after getting in the upper 50s earlier today, now sitting with a temperature in the upper 40s. Along the Wasatch Front, those temperatures will gradually fall through the 30s. And I think once we get into the overnight hours, while we'll likely hang out in the mid-30s for a while, we'll see those overnight lows generally in the upper 20s and low 30s, which is actually above where we're supposed to be for this time of year. A lot of that attributed to that southwesterly flow, and that's going to result in more cloud coverage tomorrow. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies with daytime highs that will continue to be well above where they should be for this time of year. Throughout northern Utah, daytime highs will mainly be in the 30s and 40s, while down in central and southern Utah, we'll mainly see a good mix of 40s and 50s with only a few spots, mainly in the high terrain, topping out in the 30s. It will be another day where the Wasatch back tops out in the mid to upper 40s, while in the Uinta Basin, daytime highs in the mid 30s. That's pretty chilly. In central Utah, daytime highs mainly in the 40s, with Vernal getting to 32, even though Vernal's technically in the northern half of the state. Then by the time you make your way down south, how about 51 for Beaver, 50 for Parowan, 40 degrees in Bryce Canyon. Maybe not a hoods day to go check out the snowy hoodoos. And St. George coming in just shy of 60 degrees once again at 59. High pressure has been keeping our weather quiet. This ridge of high pressure, though, you can actually see the ridge kind of right on top of Utah and Colorado. This is going to start to move its way away to the east, opening up the door to slightly more active weather. Even though some moisture will try to filter in on Saturday, I think the chance overall is fairly low. If we get some snow in the high country, maybe a few flurries, and maybe a little bit of light rain out in the West Desert. Other than that, looking at mostly dry skies tomorrow. But low pressure and more energy will try to filter in from Saturday night into New Year's Eve. And eventually, that could result in a better chance of wet weather across the southwestern portion of the state for New Year's Eve. And you can see the chance for showers Sunday, 10 o'clock at night, favoring the high terrain with maybe a slight chance for some rain, say around Kanab and down towards St. George. Then as we go from New Year's Eve night into New Year's Day, some of that moisture will try to find its way into the northern half of the state. This is probably our most optimistic forecast model. As we go into 2024, might not hurt to be optimistic, but I just don't think at this point we'll see quite as much as what this futurecast is showing. But if we're able to get some, maybe even a little bit of snow in the high terrain, of course, we'll take it. And then going into Tuesday and Wednesday, conditions calm, all for what could be more active weather coming our way by the second half of next week into next weekend. More on that in just one moment. For your New Year's Eve forecast, though, in Salt Lake, we will see temperatures ease down, and hopefully with a little bit more active weather, we start to see less in the way of inversion haze, and we'll have that slight chance on New Year's Day. Then down in St. George, daytime highs instead of the upper 50s will be in the low to mid 50s. Overnight lows still chilly in the 30s. So no matter where you're celebrating across the state, you're going to want to bundle up if you're out at midnight. But southern Utah will have at least a slight chance both New Year's Eve and on New Year's Day. When it comes to the wet weather potential in northern Utah, you can see that slight chance mainly spiking on Monday, going back down Tuesday into Wednesday. Then by Thursday, that weather potential starts to increase a bit. And when we look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, there is reason to be cautiously optimistic that between January 4th and January 8th, we actually could see a stronger storm system move in. We'll keep you posted. For St. George, we'll go from the upper 50s tomorrow to the low to mid 50s as we start 2024, and then maybe bring back a chance of rain on Thursday as overnight lows continue in the 30s. Then along the Wasatch Front, daytime highs in the upper 40s tomorrow, more so low 40s and upper 30s as we start 2024, and then maybe that better chance of rain and snow arise by next Thursday, maybe into Friday as well, with highs in the 30s.